The 5 Demons That Destroy Your Old Age. As we journey into the later stages of life, a time often celebrated for its wisdom and calm, there are hidden challenges, or demons, that, if left unchallenged, can slowly erode our peace and fulfillment. These forces are subtle yet powerful, lurking in our hearts and minds, shaping our experiences in ways we might not realize. To truly embrace the serenity that aging can bring, we must first recognize and overcome these inner obstacles. Join us as we explore these demons that threaten our well-being, learn how to confront them, and open ourselves to a life rich in joy and resilience. If this resonates with you, please subscribe to our channel for more guidance on aging gracefully, embracing inner strength, and living life fully at every stage. Let's take this journey together toward a more fulfilled, enlightened future. 1. Pride, the most cunning barrier. Pride is a complex force, one that many of us carry through life as a badge of honor. It pushes us to stand tall, to persevere, and to protect our dignity. But as we grow older, this same pride can become a silent barrier, shaping our lives in ways that are not always beneficial. It's natural to want to maintain the independence we've worked so hard to achieve, but the irony of pride is that, in old age, it can isolate us from the support and connections we truly need. This cunning demon slips into our lives quietly, making us feel that seeking help is a sign of weakness rather than wisdom. In our younger years, pride often propelled us to accomplish great things, to prove ourselves, and to earn respect. It became a trusted companion on the journey of building careers, raising families, and overcoming challenges. However, as we enter a stage of life where our physical strength may wane, pride can subtly morph into a burden that prevents us from receiving the help we could benefit from. For instance, pride can make it difficult to acknowledge when we need assistance with daily tasks or medical care, leading to unnecessary struggles and even health risks. Instead of seeing the acceptance of help as an act of humility and strength, we may perceive it as giving up our independence, or worse, as admitting defeat. But in truth, allowing others to help us does not diminish our dignity. Rather, it honors the natural course of aging with grace and acceptance. Pride not only impacts our physical well-being, but also influences our relationships. By keeping our vulnerabilities hidden behind a wall of independence, we can unintentionally distance ourselves from those who care about us. Loved ones who wish to be there for us may feel shut out or rejected, interpreting our resistance to their help as a sign that we don't need them. This can create a chasm in relationships, one that deepens over time. Family members and friends may feel as though they are no longer part of our lives, resulting in an unintended isolation that only grows with each passing year. Furthermore, pride can make it challenging to adapt to the inevitable changes that come with age. For example, many seniors face difficulties with mobility, vision, or memory, but pride may prevent us from acknowledging these changes. We might resist using aids such as walkers, glasses, or hearing devices, fearing that these tools symbolize a loss of autonomy. Yet, embracing these aids can enhance our quality of life, allowing us to continue doing the things we enjoy with greater ease and safety. The refusal to accept these small supports, driven by pride, can lead to avoidable accidents, injuries, or a diminished ability to participate in life's simple pleasures. The antidote to pride is not to abandon it entirely, for there is a certain nobility in maintaining self-respect. Rather, it is to transform pride into a quiet, graceful acceptance that values humility and the wisdom of interdependence. Accepting help when needed is a courageous act, one that signifies a deep understanding of life's cycles and an openness to shared experiences. When we allow others to assist us, we also give them the opportunity to express their love and care. This act of openness not only strengthens our bonds, but also enriches our relationships with layers of empathy and trust. Family and friends become more than just visitors or acquaintances. They become true partners on our journey, sharing in our joys and challenges. In redefining our relationship with pride, we also unlock a profound sense of freedom. No longer burdened by the need to appear strong at all times, we can find peace in vulnerability, realizing that it connects us to others in ways that pride alone cannot. Vulnerability in this sense is not a weakness. It is a bridge that allows us to meet others authentically. When we let go of the facade that pride often creates, we make space for meaningful connections, which are essential to our emotional and mental well-being as we age. To break free from pride's hold requires self-awareness and a willingness to confront our fears. It requires us to question why we feel the need to prove ourselves, even after a lifetime of accomplishments. We must ask ourselves if holding on to pride is worth the potential cost of loneliness, or if embracing humility can lead to a richer, more connected life. This internal shift doesn't happen overnight. It is a journey of gradual realization and acceptance, one that can ultimately bring a profound sense of fulfillment. In the end, pride can either be a wall that keeps others out, or a gentle guide that teaches us the importance of connection and humility. By choosing the latter, we honor both ourselves and the people who wish to support us. In allowing ourselves to receive, we give the gift of closeness, love, and understanding, transforming old age from a time of solitude into a season of shared experiences and genuine companionship. 2. Inertia, the silent thief of vitality. Inertia, the silent thief of vitality, is a challenge many of us face as we grow older. It has a way of settling into our lives quietly, often presenting itself as well-deserved rest. After all, we've worked hard throughout our lives, raised families, built careers, and navigated countless challenges. Isn't this a time to take it easy? While rest is indeed a reward we've earned, the danger lies in allowing rest to become inertia, a state where the body and mind begin to stagnate, mistaking inactivity for relaxation. Inertia may first appear as a simple desire to slow down, to put our feet up, and let the world move around us. Yet, as days blend into weeks and weeks into months, we can start to lose touch with the vitality that kept us engaged and fulfilled. Physically, a lack of movement can lead to muscle loss, joint stiffness, and reduced balance, all of which affect our independence. Mentally, inertia may contribute to cognitive decline, as our brains, like our bodies, need regular exercise to stay sharp. Studies have shown that seniors who remain mentally active have a lower risk of conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Life is, in many ways, like riding a bicycle. To keep our balance, we must keep moving. Embracing activity in old age doesn't mean pushing ourselves to exhaustion or taking on tasks that might be physically taxing. Rather, it's about finding gentle, engaging ways to keep our bodies and minds active, preventing inertia from taking hold. Simple movements like walking, gentle stretching, or even gardening can do wonders for the body. These activities don't just keep our muscles active, they also bring a sense of purpose, reminding us that we are still participants in life, not mere bystanders. Engaging the mind is just as important as caring for the body. The brain, like any muscle, thrives on stimulation. Reading, solving puzzles, engaging in creative hobbies, or even learning something new, whether it's a language, a musical instrument, or a craft, can reignite a spark within us. These activities are more than just pastimes. They are tools for maintaining cognitive health and a lively spirit. Think of them as a gift to yourself, a way to honor the mind that has carried you through so much of life's journey. Inertia can also rob us of the joy of discovering new interests. Many people find, to their surprise, that retirement or later life presents a unique opportunity to explore activities they never had time for before. This stage of life is a chance to pursue passions that may have been set aside during the busyness of youth and middle age. By keeping an open mind and embracing curiosity, we prevent inertia from narrowing our world. Each new hobby, interest, or activity serves as a reminder that there is still much to learn, enjoy, and experience, regardless of age. Of course, there will be days when rest feels necessary, and that's entirely natural. Our bodies and minds may not have the same energy they once did, and listening to those cues is essential. However, it's also important to recognize the fine line between rest and inertia. Rest refreshes and renews us, while inertia drains us, leaving us feeling sluggish and disengaged. By maintaining a rhythm of gentle activity, we can avoid crossing that line, striking a balance that preserves our health and happiness. Breaking free from inertia doesn't require dramatic changes or intense routines. It simply requires consistency and a willingness to stay engaged. Imagine each day as a canvas on which to paint small moments of activity and engagement. A short walk, a few minutes spent on a puzzle, or time with a favorite book. These small acts add up, filling our days with purpose and vitality. Embracing movement, both physical and mental, is a form of self-care, one that honors our bodies and minds as they are today, with gratitude for all they've carried us through. In the end, inertia is a subtle challenge, one that can slip into our lives before we realize its effects. But by staying mindful and choosing activity over stagnation, we can continue to live with vitality, grace, and a sense of wonder. Let us remember that aging doesn't mean fading into stillness. Rather, it is a season of life that invites us to move gently yet purposefully, cherishing each moment as we continue to grow. 3. Resentment, the invisible weight. Resentment is a heavy, invisible weight, one that often builds over years without us even realizing it. It lingers quietly in the background, weaving itself into our thoughts and memories, turning past grievances into lasting bitterness. For many, old age is a time to reflect on a lifetime of experiences, but when resentment is present, it clouds this reflection with pain and disappointment. Rather than feeling light and free, we carry the burden of unresolved anger, holding on to slights and wrongdoings that, though past, continue to harm us. This invisible weight doesn't just affect our minds, it takes a toll on our health, impacting both heart and spirit. Studies show that harboring resentment can lead to physical issues, including high blood pressure and increased risk of heart disease. But beyond these tangible consequences, resentment eats away at our inner peace, robbing us of the serenity we might otherwise experience in our later years. The harm resentment causes is often invisible to others, yet deeply felt within. Each memory of betrayal or disappointment, every lingering grudge, acts like a stone weighing down our heart. Instead of feeling open and receptive to the beauty of each day, we become guarded, our energy wrapped up in the past rather than available to the present. Forgiveness, though challenging, is one of the most powerful tools we have to lift this burden. Contrary to popular belief, forgiveness isn't about condoning hurtful actions or allowing others to take advantage of us. Rather, it is a release, a freeing of ourselves from the chains of resentment. When we forgive, we acknowledge the pain but choose not to let it define our lives. We let go of the need for retribution or justification, understanding that holding on to these desires only deepens our own suffering. In this sense, forgiveness is an act of self-compassion, a choice to prioritize our peace over the need to be right. The process of forgiveness is often gradual and personal, especially when the wounds run deep. It may begin with something as simple as acknowledging the resentment we carry, bringing it to the surface rather than letting it fester in silence. For some, writing about past grievances or speaking with a trusted friend or therapist can help uncover and process these feelings. By giving voice to our resentment, we start the journey toward letting it go. It's a quiet, private release that doesn't depend on anyone else's actions or responses. Letting go of resentment also involves accepting that life's disappointments, while painful, are part of our human experience. No life is free from hurt, betrayal, or loss. These moments shape us, teaching us resilience, empathy, and strength. But if we dwell on the pain, we lose sight of the growth that followed. Forgiveness allows us to reclaim these experiences, seeing them not only as sources of pain, but as chapters of learning and transformation. Each act of forgiveness is a step toward healing, a way to reclaim the energy that resentment has consumed. Consider the feeling of a grudge like holding onto a hot coal, hoping it will burn someone else. In the end, it is we who suffer, gripping tightly to something that only causes us harm. Releasing resentment is like dropping that hot coal, allowing our hands and our hearts to heal. When we choose forgiveness, we choose to create space for joy, openness, and tranquility. This doesn't mean forgetting or erasing the past. It means deciding not to let it define us or our present. In old age, the peace that follows forgiveness is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. To let go of the past is to embrace the present with open arms, free from the shadows of yesterday. When resentment no longer weighs on our hearts, we find ourselves able to experience the world with a fresh perspective, open to connection, wonder, and joy. The burdens we once carried fall away, leaving us with a heart that is lighter, a mind that is clearer, and a spirit that is finally at ease. Resentment may be invisible, but its effects are profound. By facing it head-on, acknowledging its hold, and making the choice to forgive, we unburden ourselves, lifting the weight of past grievances to make way for a life filled with peace. Through forgiveness, we allow ourselves to experience the fullness of our lives, unencumbered by the pains of the past, and to step forward with a spirit that is truly free. 4. Loneliness, the unseen companion. Loneliness, often called the unseen companion, is a silent presence that many come to know in later life. It can slip into our days gradually, perhaps after the loss of a loved one, the retirement from work, or the departure of friends and family. What begins as solitude, often cherished and peaceful, can evolve into a deep sense of isolation. While the outside world may see us as simply living alone or quietly, the reality within can be a feeling of profound emptiness, a quiet that becomes deafening over time. The effects of loneliness reach beyond mere emotion, impacting physical health in significant ways. Studies have shown that those who live in isolation face a higher risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, depression, and even cognitive decline. The mind, just like the body, thrives on connection. Without the nourishment of human interaction, we can begin to withdraw further, unknowingly deepening the effects of loneliness. It's a cycle that feeds on itself, often unnoticed, until its weight is undeniable. The risk, especially as we grow older, is that this loneliness can become a way of life, quietly eroding our health and spirit. One of the most profound truths about loneliness is that it often masks itself as peace or comfort. We might tell ourselves that we're simply enjoying our own company, avoiding the complications of social interaction. But as the weeks and months pass, the absence of companionship can drain the joy out of the things we once enjoyed. Familiar activities, even a beloved hobby or a cherished routine, may begin to feel hollow without someone to share them with. While it's important to find contentment in our own presence, human beings are naturally social creatures, and connection is as essential to our health as any other basic need. To combat loneliness in later life, it's essential to actively seek out community and companionship, even if it feels challenging or out of our comfort zone. This may start with small steps: a friendly chat with a neighbour, a visit to a community centre, or joining a local group that shares an interest or hobby. Many find great joy in volunteering, offering their time and experience to help others. Volunteering not only brings a sense of purpose, but also connects us to people who appreciate and value our presence, creating bonds that transcend age and background. If physical limitations make it difficult to engage in person, technology offers new ways to stay connected. Many seniors have found that video calls, online forums, and social media can open doors to conversations and connections that are just as meaningful as those in person. Reaching out to family members, old friends, or even joining a virtual community can create a sense of belonging, breaking down the walls of isolation. The comfort of seeing a friendly face, even through a screen, can be a powerful remedy against loneliness. Pets can also be wonderful companions, bringing warmth, comfort, and routine to daily life. A dog's wagging tail, a cat's gentle purr, or even a small bird's cheerful chirping can fill a home with life and companionship. Many studies have shown the positive effects of pet ownership on mental health, providing companionship that eases loneliness and brings joy to the simplest of days. Another approach to counter loneliness is to reconnect with old friends or acquaintances. Sometimes, a simple phone call to an old friend or writing a letter can reignite bonds that have faded over the years. People often feel grateful for the reconnection, and it may be that they too have been seeking companionship. There's comfort in shared history, in talking to someone who remembers the same stories, people and places. In the end, loneliness is an unseen companion that, left unaddressed, can cast a long shadow over our lives. But it is never too late to reach out, to build new connections or rekindle old ones. Human connections, however simple, can transform the way we experience each day, bringing warmth, laughter, and comfort back into our lives. By opening ourselves up to companionship and community, we reclaim a sense of belonging and break free from the isolation that loneliness can impose. No matter our age, we are all part of the human family, bound by the need for connection and understanding. In seeking and nurturing these bonds, we open ourselves to the richness of life once more, turning loneliness from a silent presence into an opportunity for growth, kindness, and companionship. 5. Fear of change, the final challenge. Fear of change is a subtle but powerful force that often takes hold as we age. With a lifetime of familiar routines and well-established beliefs, it's natural to seek comfort in what we know, avoiding the unknowns that change inevitably brings. Yet, this reluctance to embrace new experiences or perspectives can become a barrier, limiting the growth and joy that remain possible in later years. The world around us is constantly evolving, and the courage to adapt, to explore new interests, learn new skills, or even adopt new ways of thinking, can open doors to experiences that enrich our lives. Adaptability isn't only a trait for the young, It's a quality that keeps our spirits vibrant at any age. Each change we embrace, whether big or small, reawakens our curiosity and sense of discovery. By letting go of the fear of change, we allow ourselves to experience life anew, with fresh perspectives and an openness to surprises that keep us engaged and connected. This journey of adaptability is one of self-discovery, reminding us that even in old age, there is still so much to learn, to appreciate, and to enjoy. Embracing change is not just about keeping up with the world. It's about staying connected to the wonder of life itself. Unlocking peace in our later years. As we close this reflection, let us remember that old age can indeed be a time of renewal and profound growth. Facing these demons, pride, inertia, resentment, loneliness, and fear of change, allows us to reclaim our joy, connect more deeply with others, and cultivate inner peace. Rather than letting these hidden forces shape our final years, we can choose to confront them, opening ourselves to the lightness and fulfillment that each day has to offer. Aging is not merely a journey toward rest, it is a continuation of life's adventure, filled with opportunities for discovery and connection. If this resonates with you, and if you're inspired to live this stage of life with intention, subscribe to our channel. Together, we'll explore more insights and wisdom for embracing each chapter with grace and vitality. Thank you for joining us on this journey. May it bring you peace, strength, and a renewed sense of purpose.